being in the studio, which is this space, is my favorite place to be. And being able to create is an absolute blast for me because I get to be with my emotions and kind of like lay them out, which is very helpful for mental health and just like functioning every day. So that is kind of like one of my remedies to stay happy and kind of true to myself.
What's up, everybody? It's Keefy at GhostCultMag.com. I am so stoked today to be joined by Anya, aka I Ya Toyah. How are you doing today?
I am very good. Thank you for asking.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm so stoked to finally get to chat with you. We've been circling each other for a little while. We have some mutual friends. Again, shout out to Hired Gun PR for helping with everything. Carise, you rule so much. And, obviously, we have your new EP coming, I Am the Fire, which is crazy. It's so good. And I was lucky enough to see you live last fall for the first time. I have so many things to unpack and ask you. However, I wanted to start first. Like every superhero, there's a backstory. So I wanted to open up superhero page 1 of you and find out where you started in music and how you got here.
Oh my, superhero.
I think you are. I think you are. Go with that.
Oh man. Now I can talk. Well, so how did I start? I guess I started before I knew it because from what my parents told me, I was into music and singing and like just moving and, being very verbal about everything before I can remember. So that's how it started. They noticed that I wanted to sing before I can remember. So I was actually singing. I have a bunch of photos from when I was less than 3 years old, and I was already keeping microphone in my hand during some weird competitions for children and stuff like that. But then, of course, normal life took over. I joined Music Institute in my a little later childhood, started learning guitar and piano, vocal performance, and all that stuff, music theory. And getting to songwriting and actually doing a solo project, which is I Ya Toyah, it it came later. It came when I came to America and kind of like started working with different bands and started learning what it is that I truly want musically and what is that true satisfying thing that I can do. And being with bands was great and awesome, but it was never getting me to this edge the way I Ya Toyah solo project does. So here I am.
Nice. I also love live. You explained a lot in a short span of time about the music and in between songs. It was kind of educational in a way. Like here's a little bit about me as well as this music you're about to take in, and it was very inspirational, to be honest with you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I wish more bands would do that. Like, I understand, like, some people, like, I'm an artist and I have a mystery that I want to keep about the band, but I also like, a little bit of an explainer, a roadmap to what's going on. And I'm going to say, anybody who looks up your catalog of music, you've put out an insane amount of music, either yourself or via collaborations for the last few years. Are you just writing and making music every single day? Is that how you work? Because it seems like a lot.
I wish I could. Being in the studio, which is this space, is my favorite place to be. And being able to create is an absolute blast for me because I get to be with my emotions and kind of like lay them out, which is very helpful for mental health and just like functioning every day. So that is kind of like one of my remedies to stay happy and kind of true to myself. But I can't do it every day because I'm busy doing all these other things, such as touring, which, I'm about to go on a 2-month long tour with Orgy and Cold and Horizon Theory. And so this kind of, situations put me in different places because I have to prepare. So the side of the studio, the creating side, which is all this, now has to be pushed aside for what's behind there, which is my live room and rehearsal and programming and, just working on my life. But, when I don't do this, I try to make time for studio time. And how it is, I actually genuinely do write almost every day. So I have those ideas that come to my head, lyrics and melodies and like different instruments that come with this into my head. So I record them on my portable recorder, which is my cell phone. And then when it's time to go to studio, I sort of revisit some of those lyrical and musical ideas. Oftentimes I use them. Oftentimes I'm just moving on with whatever is new and fresh in my head for the time. But yeah, definitely, if I could, I would be in the studio every single day, writing every day, making songs every day. And I think there would be much more material than it is already.
That's insane because there's so much material. There really is so much. So many just collabs and covers and guest spots and your own stuff and remixes of your work by other people. And this EP has yet to come out. We've heard a bunch of songs are on Bandcamp. If people want to, please go check it out. We're going to link everything in the description where they can find you and support you. I feel like just as a singer, I feel like every singer, like you talked about being a child, I relate to that so much. I was very similar. As my mother used to say, I liked you less when you started talking, but when you started singing, it was good. So I feel like, ouch, not my therapy session. It's an interview. Bad Keefy, bad Keefy. But what I wanted to say is I feel like every singer has something inside of them they want to get out. And whether it's just the words or it's melodies or whatever it is, we have to get it out somehow. And it just, on top of that, you're an excellent performer and musician. So, you're very strong about, some of the themes of your music. And I wanted to just dive in there and see, obviously life has been a challenge for everybody the last few years, and no stranger here. So just, where do you start lyrically or just vocally sometimes with a melody or words and then try to marry the two? How does that work for you? Do you write also lyrics every day?
I do, in my little thing here, I do write all the time. And it comes with those moments, of everyday life when I feel some kind of emotion that I think deserves further dive in and like dissection, just like to hit it and to share it, because also I truly believe that we all are very similar. We all flesh and bone, and we all go through those cycles of life, which is emotional experience, right? So I like to share this and like kind of throw it out there and see, am I insane? Am I alone? Or are there other people that feel the same way? And that's where the whole trick is hidden, because I've learned through this whole time, through this whole writing and sharing process, that I'm not alone. And nobody is, we are all like kind of in the same big pot of emotions. So yeah, yeah.
No, so true. And again, it's been so hard, and there's been a stigma against people talking about their feelings and saying, I'm not okay, and it's all right to not be okay. It's more than all right. It's the part of nature. Like, we're all not all right. And, I think especially America, we very, we're very not in touch with our feelings. We want to avoid them whenever possible, which sucks. But on the plus side, we have escapes like music. We have these little miracle devices to make music with, a complete music studio, a recording studio, a computer, a calculator, social media, all these things on our terrible, wonderful phones that go to space and then come back and tell us things. It's crazy. But yeah, I really enjoyed your live performance, and I did want to say I think there's like an element, as much as I love as I like to call it, dancey music for sad and angry people, industrial metal and other things. There's a real punk element to you. I know you're a very strong DIY artist. You have your own record label, Femme Fatal Records. Phenomenal name, great job there. And so I feel like there's just kind of like a punk, maybe an aesthetic to you personally, just a very strong, be in control of your destiny, whatever possible. We were talking offline about record labels and things also.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like punk, is imprinted in my soul. And again, I feel like I'm not alone here. I feel like everybody is punk, but not everybody explores that side of themselves. And I don't know. I don't imagine, honestly, giving in to like a system and kind of like trusting the system. I think we are all should be in charge of our own fate. And so that's what I'm trying to do.
Right on. It's not that lofty. People, we get very into our routines, and, I feel like I always say this to a close friend of mine. We're meant for more than working until we die. Like, we're meant to be artistic. We're meant to be creative. We're meant to explore things, and not just, even the music business can be very constrictive at times, which again is why I think you are an independent artist above all. Unless you were able to find everybody that I talk to, unless they find a situation that works for them, that's tenable as an artist, that can pay the bills and get creative freedom. It's hard to get both, right?
Yeah, It's a challenge. So yes, I'm never definitely not saying no to a larger commitment in the future, but it would have to, combine with my terms. I'm not easy to give in to the system again, just because I price my stuff. It comes from my heart. That's everything I have. So yeah, I definitely like to babysit it.
Yeah, of course. And your music is like it's like a child or a pet. Like you love it so much, you don't want anything to hurt it. I also feel like maybe we are in a open, the label system now is a little more, in one way, open than it was when I was coming up, which is you never or rarely had collaborations like we have now. Now anybody can kind of jump on anybody else's record. Hey, could you remix this for me? Hey, I would like to remix a song for you. Hey, I will produce you. Oh, you're not on the same label. Back in the day, you couldn't do that. Now it seems like it's a little more open, and there's a little more accountability in terms of getting paid, and not that that's everything. You want the art to be up front and the business to be second, but as I always say, it's the music business, not the music friendship. Unfortunately, lucky you do have some great friends.
I do. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, I was wonderful to see you live, open for Stabbing Westward on that short tour. I was in New York City for that gig, and I know Walter from Stabbing helped produce your EP. He's worked with you on things, and he came out and played a new song with you that night, which was amazing. I recorded it for myself. I didn't share it because I felt like, oh, this is coming out a long way from now, like 7, 8 months from now, so I don't want to put it out there. But I felt really lucky to just get that. It seemed like a really great connection between the two of you as performers, as well as the song that it was killer.
Thank you so much. Yes, this was definitely, such a brilliant moment of the whole, touring experience with the Stabbing guys. And I felt like audience was really excited about this as well. There was so much energy in the air when this moment was happening. And then even after, everybody who witnessed that show was just, ah, very strong on a lot of things to say, and all of them were amazing. So it fed my soul, it fed Walter's soul. And just so you know, Chicago show that opens the tour with orgy called Horizon Theory, I will have Walter come out and perform that song with me as well. And I can't wait. And then there is Cold Waves Festival, which just got announced yesterday. And so there will be something very special for that festival, for I Ya Toyah performance. I'm not gonna say much more, but if you enjoyed this, you're definitely gonna love Cold Waves show.
Nice, very exciting. And Cold Waves is always, super famous and beloved, and they put on smaller shows the rest of the year to promote the big festival, or
Yeah.
verse versa. I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg there, but Chicago has a tremendous legacy. I don't know, if the music is what landed you there or that's where you grew up, but just in general, the city has a tremendous legacy of this style of music. A lot of great bands in the Midwest in general. Obviously, Nine Inch Nails originally came from Cleveland, and associated bands, and obviously Stabbing Westward, Chicago, and Gravity Kills St. Louis. So, like, a lot, Ministry, was just an incredible, and all the assorted bands. So it's just a phenomenal town. I still feel like it's a great city for music in a lot of ways.
It truly is. Yes. Big face, all that. Yeah, but there's so much going on. And for this kind of music, definitely, it seems like it's like the house, like the main place.
Definitely, and this is as much as I am well known as a metal person and a punk fan and all kinds of things. I used to grow up listening to a lot of progressive rock, and I wore a lot of towels as capes and knitting needles as magic wands that I took
I
out of
love
my
it.
mom's knitting kit. But like, I'm a big dance music fan actually, and like there's a lot a whole. I just in general as a fan, I will go to a lot of shows. The last year has seen so many great releases: Adult, Kanga.
Oh, yeah.
I'm such a big fan. Kylan Mikla from Iceland had a good record about a year and a half ago. I'd love to see a Dream collaboration because they also had like a punk background a little bit, and then they did this kind of dancey music with a punk vibe. And I feel like the two of you would be great collaborators. We'll bring Iceland and you
Wow.
together. I'm waiting for them to come back here. It's tough. I've been lucky enough to see them in Europe and here, but it's rare because it's so expensive. But yeah, there's a lot of Vows is another band. They've been getting a lot of huge tours. So there's a lot of women in industrial metal. And it is International Women's Month. We shouldn't have to need one, but it's been like International Men's Month every day since the dawn of time. So I'm glad to see women get uplifted in any way possible. We try to. We have a lot of women on staff, and we try to support all peoples. And have you felt a lot of? It seems like you had a lot of collabs. So I feel like you've been embraced. But have you felt any pushback being a woman in this genre? There's plenty in the genre, though.
Uh, for sure. It's just that I choose not to focus on it. I kind of try to ignore it because I always preferred to focus on the positive thing. And there is always going to be some negativity, So I don't let it strike me. I don't let it stop me. I don't let it influence me in any way. I don't want the anger that is not natural, that it caused by those things, because I don't think those things are real. They come from the void that needs to be directed. And it is, people like you. Everybody works on it to make it better. So I just feel like I gotta keep going and pushing. And that's the best way to contradict those situations. Never give up and stay a strong woman, inspire other women.
Nice work. I appreciate that so much. And you. Let's talk briefly about I Am the Fire, the EP. I will shout out the tracks and you can share whatever you like that I'm sure our audience would appreciate getting a little more insight on the music. I already know what I think of it, but I want to hear from you. So I Am the Fire starts with the first track, Panic Room, which we've gotten to hear, which is amazing.
Yes. Panic Room, as the first release of this whole EP, first single that came out late last year, first one that was performed with Walter. Second song is Dream Not to Dream, which is like a almost completely different, soundscape than the Panic Room is, because it takes you to more dreamy, delicate area of not only my vocal performance, but also the instrumental design behind the song. And I wanted to put these together because I feel they are a perfect example of me as a genre bending artist, which I proudly am described as, and I describe myself as such as well. I really don't love being boxed as one thing, and I feel like this EP is a perfect example of it. And I hope people who are open to more than one kind of music will be able to really appreciate and enjoy this EP, even just for that part itself. The third song is I Am the Fire. It's not released yet. This is the song I'm going to be opening my tour shows with Orgy and Cult with. It's a very powerful and strong song. It also talks about female independence, girl power, and all that stuff. A little bit of anger, not too much. A resolution, fire, definitely fire, and a lot of emotion in that song. And then we got two remixes, one of which is Dianix, who is one of my favorite artists of all times. He's absolutely amazing. With his rock band and as a solo act, both of those are just mind-blowing. So please check Dianix out if you haven't, because so his remix took Panic Room just into completely different space. And I adore this remix for the fact that the strong, powerful rock, metal influenced, almost like punk, Panic Room now becomes this dancey, ethereal. The last one is Dream Not to Dream, remixed by Christopher Hall of Stabbing Westward, who also sang on that song, making it an exclusive duet. And this, I guess, people have to hear it. It's out now as of last week. I released it last Friday. And just listen to that song because it speaks for itself. I really have goosebumps just thinking about the choruses when Chris' voice joins my voice. It's just, in my opinion, absolutely spectacular and powerful. So all those 5 songs together make I Am the Fire EP. And that EP kind of just presents the space and time for I Ya Toyah right now. And it's also a teaser for something that will be coming out later this year, which is bigger and greater. And
Ooh, I'm excited. That's great. I love it. Yeah, so thank you so much. That was wonderful. And yeah, everybody knows we're big Chris fans. We're big Christopher Stabbing Westward fans. Their comeback has been nothing short of epic over the last few years. I'm looking forward to more stuff from them, more tours, more music. I hope. Be hard to top Chasing Ghosts. I've been beating that drum and flying that flag since it came out, and before that even. So very exciting stuff for you. And we'll talk about the tour for a second. I've managed to interview both Orgy and Cold in the last couple of years and follow their careers also. Horizon Theory. Tremendous tour, like a really great, like you rarely get such a good tour from top to bottom. And especially Orgy is so good live. They're so much fun, and they're so consistent. I feel like I've never really seen a bad show from the band.
Wow. You see, I'm so excited to be on that tour. Literally, the logistics of preparations are a bit insane right now because, I'm designing a lot of new merch that will be exclusive for the tour. So whoever comes out to those shows expect to get very extra stuff that I have not had before. Well, I can actually say more. The t-shirt, this is the newest design of Fuck Sleeves t-shirt. I know this t-shirt is very popular. Well, I have sleeves, but this is not part of the t-shirt. This is literally sleeveless t-shirt. It's just really cold in Chicago today, so I have to wear something to not get sick before the tour. But
I was in Chicago in September. It was chilly at night, even though it was hot during the day. So it's cold in the Midwest. It's windy and cold for real.
it is like, yeah, chill, colder air. But yeah, other than this, I'm making custom necklaces with spikes and tag that will say property of I Ya Toyah. I'm also gonna release edition of hot sauces that are I Am the Fire hot sauce in 3 flavors, and that's coming on tour with me as well. So get excited because the sauces are absolutely delicious. They are insane. The company whom I'm partnered with for this, Karma Sauce, makes some insanely delicious hot sauces that are award-winning. And together we created some amazing flavors. So that is coming on tour, and I'm coming on tour. So I am rehearsing like a mad girl. And, I'm going to perform a lot of new stuff. So the songs that are not even released yet, and they won't be released even when I start the tour. So yeah, a lot of exciting things, and yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. We're big hot sauce fans here. I think I have about 20 bottles of musical artist hot sauces and other hot sauces here. What's your favorite food to put a hot sauce on?
Oh, mine. So, it depends. When I was testing the flavors, I feel like the nacho chip holds up, to its reputation as something that carries the flavor. But I think like chicken wing is still my thing when it comes to a hot sauce. Fry is good, some French fries, sweet potato fry or regular. But chicken wing does something. I don't know. It just like kind of elevates the whole thing. So that's probably my choice for like eating hot sauces.
Nice. And then out here,
Of
for some
course.
reason, California is obsessed with ranch dressing. I don't understand why. I don't know that Chicago has the same affinity for ranch. I'm more of a East Coast person, so I like blue cheese. But everybody seems to do ranch out here. It's distressing me because it's not even a good condiment. It isn't. Sorry,
I don't
everybody.
even like it. So, I don't even know because I never ordered any but hot red sauces with my food. I don't really eat any mayo-based products or like the white sauces at all. Like, so I don't like them. But I feel like there is a love for ranch sauce and blue cheese sauce as well. So maybe Midwest just combines both influences.
Entirely possible.
Yeah.
Lovely to chat with you. Nice to meet you. I look forward to this tour. I look forward to seeing you again live. I'm excited about I Am the Fire EP coming out on your own Femme Fatal Records label. I Ya Toyah, so nice to meet you and so great to chat with you finally. And I wish you be safe on the road, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for having me. It was such a pleasure to chat with you, and I look forward to seeing you in person. Thank you so much. See you soon.